Hello beautiful people, and welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be a collab video with my girl Kayla over at Kayla & Co. We are coming together to give you guys a bunch of healthy snacks. It is still the new year and people are still trying to stay on track. So she and I both decided to collab and come up with some healthy snacks to share with you guys. If you are not already subscribed to Kayla, make sure you go subscribe to her channel. She has awesome content. She does a lot of kids crafts and gift ideas, and I know you'll really enjoy her channel. I will have her channel linked down in the description box, so make sure you head over and tell her I sent you. And let's go ahead and get started with the first snack recipe. So this first snack recipe is super simple. It is basically just cucumbers. I have jalapeno, cream cheese, and everything bagel seasoning. So I'm just going to be slicing up the cucumber pretty thick because you want a good base for the toppings. And then once I have it all sliced up, I'm just going to be adding the jalapeno cream cheese, and then I'm going to sprinkle some everything bagel seasoning right on top. You can use regular cream cheese. I was just craving something a little spicy, so I thought, you know, kick it up a notch and use the jalapeno cream cheese, but you can definitely use regular cream cheese as well. And this recipe is considered keto and low carb, so if you're trying to do that journey, I highly recommend this. It was very delicious and super easy, super easy. I would love to hear in the comments down below, if you guys are trying to do low carb, what are some of your favorite low carb snacks? Let me know. So here they are all finished, super easy and delicious. So for our next little low carb snack, I'm taking some low carb tortillas, some whipped cream cheese, and again, some everything bagel seasoning. I'm basically just gonna be making pinwheels with this, and I'm gonna be popping them in the air fryer to crisp them up. I don't really know where I went wrong with this, but they were good. They just weren't like crispy and flaky as I anticipated them to be. So maybe I needed to like spray them with some cooking spray or some butter or something like that. But still a tasty snack and still something I would probably make again. I would just try to zhuzh it up a little more to make it a little bit more tasty. Because it got crispy. You'll see in the ending clip for this part. It did get a little bit crispy on the edges, but it was kind of dry and just not really the vibe I was going for. But super simple, super easy, and again, it's low carb. So if you're doing that, that is a snack option for you to try out. As you guys know, I am obsessed with my air fryer. Anything I can make in my air fryer, I try to do so, and this little recipe was no exception. But I also think you could do this in a pan with like maybe some olive oil or something like that and just lightly fry it on both sides. But I was just trying to stay on the healthier side. So here they are, all done, a little bit crispy, kind of dry, but they were tasty and I would make these again. And now for my favorite part of this video, the sweets. So the first thing I'm gonna be making is some yogurt bark. So you're just gonna need your favorite yogurt, some fruit, some maple syrup, granola, and you're going to mix in a couple of cups of the yogurt and then about 1/4 of a cup of the maple syrup. I personally I used low-fat yogurt for this recipe, and personally I think it would have been better if I used the whole fat or the whole milk yogurt, which is what we typically get. But it was good. It was good. Don't get me wrong. It was very tasty and Manny loved it. It was such a good snack for him. So I definitely think like if you want to make kind of a healthy, like fun, kind of trick your kid into thinking they're getting a treat, this is definitely a good snack for that. But as you see here, I'm just adding in the maple syrup, and then I'm just going to mix the syrup and the yogurt. And then once you have that done, you're going to lay out some parchment paper and you're going to spread out the mixture. You don't want to spread it out too thin. You want it to be a little bit thick because it's going to have like that bark consistency if you've ever had like peppermint bark or anything like that. So you're going to see me spread it out here, and you can also use fresh fruit. I just didn't really have any fresh fruit on hand, so I'm using frozen fruit. I figure it's really the same difference because you're just going to freeze it anyway. It'd probably be really good with like fresh strawberries or something, but I'm just using some frozen fruit that I had left over. And then really you can customize this any way you want. You can put any toppings on it. You can put chocolate chips, you can put caramel. But again, I'm trying to stay on the healthy track, the healthy side of things. So I am just topping this with some granola, some fruit, and then I added a little bit of coconut, just a few little sprinkles, if you will, just to give it some extra flavor, and they turned out really good. And once you have all your toppings added, you're gonna pop it into the freezer for about 3 hours before you serve. And then you're just gonna store it in the freezer so that yogurt stays frozen. But I highly recommend this, and it's super simple and pretty delicious. This would also be a super cute food activity to make with your kids for like Valentine's Day. If you have like a big Valentine's heart-shaped mold or something, you could put the yogurt in there and do like sprinkles and fruit and just make it like a fun little activity for you and the kids to do, and make it holiday themed. I'm all about holidays and, you know, doing stuff with your kids and getting them all hyped up for different holidays. So I thought that would be a cute idea too if you're looking for something to do Valentine's Day with your kids. So the last recipe that I have for you guys are called Cheesecake Fat Bombs. And I'm just going to tell you right now, I messed up the recipe and I'm so sad. But they still turned out pretty good. You're only going to use half, not a whole pack of cream cheese. So that's where I went wrong. I used a whole pack instead of half a pack. But I will have the recipe linked down below for reference. And then you're going to add in some peanut butter, some creamy peanut butter, which this is organic, all natural peanut butter, so it just poured right on out. But you're going to add that, and then you're also going to add in some sugar-free sweetener of your choice. I have some sucralose on hand, so that's what I'm going to be using. And then you're going to blend it all together. Make sure that your cream cheese is room temperature, otherwise it will blend not so well. But you're gonna blend it all together, and then you're gonna roll it into little balls, little fat bombs, if you will. And then I decided, I'm on a coconut kick right now, if you guys can't tell. When I made magic bars over Christmas, I just have been obsessed with coconut ever since. So I decided to roll these in a little bit of coconut, but honestly, I think they would be really good, like dipped in some chocolate or something, but sugar-free chocolate, you know, if you're trying to stay on that low carb lifestyle. But these, regardless of the extra cream cheese, because I love cream cheese, they turned out very tasty. And I can see myself making these again, because if you are trying to be healthy and trying to stay on track and you just want a sweet little treat, popping these in the freezer and having these for a treat turned out so delicious, and it's just exactly what you need. And I forgot that I ended up adding in some cocoa mix, like just some regular cocoa, like cocoa powder, just to give it a little bit more of a chocolatey, because it's like peanut butter, chocolate, cream cheese, like a cheesecake kind of thing. And I do recommend wearing gloves when you are rolling these out, just because the warmth of your body will melt down the cream cheese and it makes a big mess. So as you can see here, I'm rocking my gloves. You know, it's some serious business when I bust out the gloves. And then you're just going to want to pop these in the freezer for a couple of hours before they are ready to eat. And I recommend storing them in the freezer as well. So I just want to thank you guys so much for hanging out and for watching today. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure you give it a big old thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't already. And don't forget to check out Kayla's video in the description box down below, because I know she's going to have some tasty, healthy treats to share with you guys as well. Again, don't forget to hit that subscribe button before you leave, and thanks for being my kind of weird. Bye!